Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Olumide Macaulay. On today's program, Chief of Army Staff pledges Army's commitment to securing all parts of the country as troops repel Boko Haram attack in Borno State. Kaduna State government to complete 6 million litre daily capacity Zaria water facility in 2017. And the Imo State government signs $2 billion MOU with South African partners to build industrial park. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin with security in the northeastern parts of the country. Nigerian troops on Operation Lafia Dole and the multinational Joint Task Force presently harboring in Borno State have repelled elements of Boko Haram attempting to attack their locations. The assault was launched by the terrorist group at about 6:30 a.m. on Thursday and lasted for about 2 hours. The troops killed 15 of the insurgents and many escaped with gunshot wounds. 2 soldiers died and 4 others were wounded in the attack. Some of the items recovered include weapons and ammunition. Meanwhile, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, says he's ready to support Nasarawa State to sustain the peace and security currently being enjoyed. He said this when he paid a courtesy visit to the governor at the government house in Lafia, the Nasarawa State capital. On his part, the governor commended the efforts of the army in restoring normalcy in the northeastern region of the country.
I'm very much aware of the various security challenges that have been existing. But with the full support of the state government and other security agencies in the state, with the Nigerian Army, a lot has been achieved. I want to state here that we really appreciate that support of everyone. And we want to also state that the Nigerian Army is ever ready to contribute its own quota to ensure that the relative security achieved is sustained, and we continue to build upon that. We want to also appreciate this excellent relationship in the areas of developing the education of our wards and children. This was cemented by the establishment of the Common Science Secondary School. It is the first of its kind in the country.
Staying with security, but this time in the South-South, the factor is key to the success of the Edo State governorship election, which is just less than a week away. In view of this, security agencies in the state have been engaging in a series of training exercises aimed at enhancing their ability to provide adequate security before, during and after the 28th of September election. The latest is the indoor telephone battle by the 4th Brigade Nigerian Army, codenamed Exercise Tiger Stride, at the brigade headquarters in Benin City, the Edo State capital.
This event, which members of various security agencies in Edo State are participating in, is one of the preparatory activities of the 4th Brigade Nigerian Army, Benin City, for the Edo governorship election.
Equipment damage, ammunition needed. Those are what they mean by states.
The activity is an indoor telephone battle codenamed Exercise Tiger Stride.
Exercise Tiger Strike is an indoor telephone battle. It is actually designed to practice 2 headquarters level up. That is, it could be within a brigade and a battalion, and as well between a divisional headquarters and a brigade headquarters. We'll be able to respond very quickly to events that may take a downturn, because we can roll that out. And you don't need to reduce response time. And once response time is reduced, then that thing can be prevented from degenerating to a chaos.
Some of the security agencies in attendance speak on the expected impacts that the exercise will yield.
Well, the moment we are able to harness all the codes and decode everything that has been put in place, I think we can be able to link each other at any point we are to see whether there's any threat from any member of the public that want to cause confusion. We can be able to communicate and inform the headquarters, our security headquarters, what to do, and they'll be able to know what to do.
According to the Nigerian Army, the exercise will aid in enhancing information management, prompt delivery of situation reports, and efficiency in encoding and decoding communication signals for the troops on the field and office staff in order to reduce response time in cases of emergency during the poll.
Meanwhile, INEC's resident electoral commissioner in Edo State says there's no going back on the rescheduled date of the September 28, 2016 elections fixed by the Independent National Electoral Commission for the governorship polls. He gave this confirmation at a stakeholders meeting held at the National Orientation Agency headquarters in Benin City, the state capital.
The 2016 governorship election in Edo State is only days away. This meeting, involving representatives of the various political parties as well as security agencies, is to set the agenda for a smooth conduct of the September 28, 2016 polls. The resident electoral commissioner in Edo State, Sam Olumekun, is first to address the forum. He says recent changes to election formats in the country have been bringing in the right results.
In the forthcoming election, unlike in 2015 general elections, accreditation and voting shall take place simultaneously. There will be no more waiting to vote after accreditation. As at this morning, all the smart card readers have been refigured in readiness for the 20th September governorship election.
The issue of insecurity remains one of the biggest threats to having a peaceful election in Nigeria. The new Commissioner of Police in Edo State, Mr. Haliru Gwandu, expresses confidence in the security arrangements made for the Edo governorship election.
We have enough personnel deployed for the purpose of this election. And we have covered everywhere, including the airspace. We have the aircrafts, we have the gunboats, the marine police.
During an interactive session with the political parties, a barrage of questions was thrown in the direction of the electoral umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC.
People who are neither indigenous nor residents, their names found its way into the register. The people of Edo State, the great people of Edo State are doubtful whether both the commission and the security agent will give us free, fair and credible election.
Mr. Olumekun allays some of the concerns raised.
INEC fixed a date and you were all there. We got to know that the elections were postponed right on that table. All of you were there. And yet you are blaming INEC for the postponement of the election. Is this fair?
Having seen one postponement already, INEC insists that the new September 28, 2016 date for the governorship election in Edo State will stand.